Hey guys and gals, how you guys doing at Gamers Den? I'm doing good. Alright, got a little update on the Legend of Zelda being released in 2016. I think it's going to be great. A little speculation on how it's going to be and basically all the major functions that are making up the Zelda and how to make it popular. Well, I found something on Design Trend, and this actually gives a good couple of perks. Um, everybody kind of wants it for the Wii U, but since NX is supposed to be in March or September, I kind of want it to wait for NX. I mean, especially if it has better hardware and you can do more things with the environment and stuff. Yes, definitely. Keep Link silent or quiet. I think one of the hallmarks of Zelda is that Link is the quiet type, and I'm not just saying that because it's a note in this article. I actually believe that. It's okay for him to talk when he's spoken to and this and that, but he is kind of supposed to be like a mute person, Maybe not special ed mute, but you guys get the idea. I really haven't had a lot of time to figure out the amiibos, so I wouldn't really push that too much for the Wii U. And I've heard that's going to continue into the NX world as well. There's a lot riding on the population of the world and the details of the world and everything. I think majority of people, if they wanted a reboot, would probably go with an Ocarina of Time type game, and everybody would probably love it. They say here that they want Skyward Sword villages, had people in them, and everything was pretty much spontaneous because of the random generators and stuff. Motion controls, I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of like it where I can target them and just kind of stay there and focus, and then I kind of like it where I can actually move around and have like one joystick for the sword and one for the or toggle, one for the sword, one for the shield. I kind of don't want it to be a historical representation of like the Middle Ages where he's in a castle and he becomes a knight, and I didn't like that interpretation of this. This is not what Zelda was meant to be. Various other functions and things I want to see in the Zelda Wii U or Zelda NX. Epony or whatever the horse's name is, I think it's had 2 or 3 different names. I'm happy with it, but to me, I didn't grow up where he had a horse. I mean, to be honest, even when Nintendo 64 came out, I used the horse only as much as I had to, and that was it. I knew guys and gals that used it and basically traveled the whole map for it, and wondered why they couldn't take it into Ganon's castle and all this other stuff. Well, because you're hitting a level, It's kind of one of those things, Oh, why wasn't the horse a sacred sage in disguise? Because it's a horse. But there's everybody's little want and need for the game to be different. And everybody says they want it like Twilight Princess. I wasn't really a fan of Twilight Princess. I have it for Wii. I beat it. It was nice. I don't really want it like that. Skyward Sword, To me, Legend of Zelda should come out with a format similar to the iconic one for the Nintendo 64, Ocarina of Time. To me, that was the most iconic, genre-specific, greatest Zelda probably to date. And as much as I want to say it's probably the best interpretation of the world engines and everything else at that time, and everything, I really want to say that Legend of Zelda, to me, when I play it, is about puzzles. It's about puzzles, it's about story play, it's about lots of things. It's kind of like Tomb Raider was back on the PlayStation. Not the whatever they want to call the current generation of Tomb Raiders is, where you run around and shoot a bunch of bad guys and stuff. It was about solving puzzles. It was about getting the, Legend of Zelda was about getting the Triforce pieces. It was about beating bosses and getting the various weapons and gadgets you needed to get to the higher bosses. And I think, quite honestly, that one of the things I would love to see, which I know they probably will never do, but with the NX they might be able to, is once you beat Zelda with Link, you should be able to play as Zelda, where Link gets captured and it goes into a different storyline, and one where you're Ganon or Ganondorf. And you should have to basically do a storyline with them, with different characters. I'd like to be Sheik once in Legend of Zelda, especially in a story mode. Oh yeah, absolutely. I actually think they need to bring all the worlds together. I mean, they have, 6, 7 different timelines? Let's bring it all together in one game. One game, like a 4-disc set, and let's totally make this the game of games for Legend of Zelda. That's what I want. That's what my family wants. He wants it to tie together Skyward Sword, 6, and could be coming to the Wii U. They want Link to be quiet or silent. They don't want a lot of amiibo stuff. Have a populated overworld. I think that's key. Use a lot of no motion controls. I don't know. Depends. I think that can be in the settings. So what I want to see, folks, is I want it to be a classic Zelda game. I do. But every 10 years or so, they need to put out a classic Zelda game. And I know for different generations, that's going to mean different things. But I didn't actually like soaring around on the back of an eagle or whatever that bird was supposed to be just to reach the different worlds. I mean, I could have just as well had an air suit or something. You could jump from one thing to the other, ride the thermal pockets, and make it to the different levels. I mean, that would have been fine. Using giant birds, I don't know. I wasn't too thrilled with it. So, I would definitely hold out for Nintendo NX to release the Legend of Zelda 2016 version.